Um, Alright, it is recording. I'm going to reset this list because this list is hella wrong. And we are good. Welcome back. This is going to be my second tier list, and this is going to be the 4.13 mid-season patch, and this is for console. I know RDO is pretty much out, and I know I've been lazy and I haven't really posted anything on my YouTube. I've done a couple of streams on Twitch here and there, but it's because I've been busy with work. I do DJ, and I've been making music and then going on vacation. Sorry. Also, so hopefully you guys are interested in this because I really don't face cam. I really don't like face camming, to be honest. Um, but the last tier list video got like 709 views, so thank y'all for being interested. And I will tell you, a lot of things have changed in this mid-season patch. Like, a lot has changed. So let's get into it. Without further ado, Agni goes to A because you can't spell Agni without A. Agni is basically one of the most balanced mid laners. He's neither overly great or bad. He's just kind of meh. I mean, people use him as pocket picks. He's okay. Uh, he doesn't really do anything outstanding or anything. So he's just there. Also, before I continue, I always forget this, but if anyone's new to this, I have to explain the tiers. SS means there's almost like 100% chance of winning. The god is like really broken. He needs to be permabanned or needs to be nerfed as of now. Like, so for instance, gods like release Guan Yu, release Bologna, those gods, those will just win you the game. S pluses are your basically your top picks and bans. I normally say for your first go around, like your first opening four, that will be banned. Will be an S plus. Will be S pluses. Um, they can vary. They can vary, to be honest. Uh, but I don't know. I like to keep S pluses just as four people, and those are the four people who I will normally see being banned in the four opening spots. S's are your gods that will get banned on your second go around, but they're still insanely strong, and you should try to you should try to target ban them or target pick them if the S pluses are gone, and these gods need like nerfs. A pluses are just like a little bit better than A's. They're right. They're kind of they're bound. I wouldn't say necessarily that they're balanced, but they're not insanely good as the S's, but they're like more than okay than A. They're just kind of in this middle section where the gods will excel better than what A's can do. Just a little bit overbalanced. B pluses. These are when you need a team comp around these gods to make them work. They're not gods that can rely on their own necessarily. So there's that. Uh, Bs are just gods who are just underbalanced. They're how can I really put Bs? B pluses, you'll need a team for it, and And that's like the best thing I could say. Bees are like your niche pick gods. You're like you'll pick bees just to counter something like S. Like for instance, let's say a person picked a Herc, you'd probably pick a Chalk to counter him. Uh, C's are your just really bad, and then D's are your people who will pretty much lose the game. They're like the exact opposite. They're the antithesis to the SS. You'll just lose the game. And let's just continue. Sorry about that brief explanation. Amuzing Cobb will be in B. Like, Amuzing Cobb, he's really good in duel, but this whole thing goes around, like, Conquest. This whole tier list is basically around Conquest. And Amuzing Cobb, he's that person who you just want to play him just so you can have, like, early game pressure. That's it. That's his niche. Early game pressure. I mean, yeah, he has those small boards with his hive, uh, but his team fight isn't really that great. I have seen him work, but it's just really hard, and you have a lot more other gods. You have just better gods that can do more than him and help your team out more. Apwash. Beware the call of Apwash. B plus. Up, like, healing is so valued. Well, I want to say healing is so valued, but Bracer, that's what's valued in this meta. Bracer. Apwash has anti-heal in his kit, which makes him a really good niche for. Makes him a really good niche to counter bracers. He has a lot of burst once he gets into late game. The only problem with him is he doesn't have an escape, really, and he's very slow. And in the early game, he's really squishy. So, yeah, if you're not really careful, you will end up dying and probably feeding your brains out. So, that's why I say he needs a team to be around him. Other than that, he does a good job of countering the Cancer's bracer meta that we are in, where like 5 people have bracers. That's just not cool. On her, A plus. On her did receive buffs, primarily to like his base damage. Something with his base stats, and I know for a fact his leap, like his 3, got buffed. On her was already at A plus. He did get buffs. He's not like S tier level, but he is still an A plus. He does his job good. He hits hard. He can clear lane. On her's just good. Amy Amaterasu, A plus, because even though she does struggle a bit in the early game, just a wee bit, she's really fast, has a lot of team fight control with her ult, can heal, has some reflection and a nice dash that also silences. She's just really good once she gets going, like once she reaches that level 5 area. Other than that, her early game is what lacks. She used to be like S, and even occasionally the S plus, but now she's just kind of A plus right now. Goobus, I want to say B plus. I've been seeing people put him in A, and I have seen Goobus be played more, but I don't think he's that great. For starters, he's really slow. He doesn't have an escape. He has amazing control and amazing objective clear, and that's where he fits in this niche. He has really good objective and can probably end a game early due to his ult, and it can shred Titan. You just need to build a team comp around him. He can't be played on his own because people like Robin can literally just pounce on him with his ult and just do away with him. Like 3-1, a couple basic attacks, and maybe the two to finish things off if needed be. But yeah, Goobus is B plus. Ao Kwong S. You know, I thought I was gonna escape season 3 coming into season 4, but nah, Ao Kwong just does not want to be down. Like, before his buff, he was like A, but now he's S because Ao Kwong refuses to be an A. Ao Kwong is really strong. He's really strong with his buff. He has his new passive allows him anytime he gets an execution off, he'll get bonus power and lifesteal, and that translates to a very, very strong late game, and he's known for snowballing. And even you can build, I've seen support Ao Kwong, well, tanky Ao Kwong, and he will still shred you, and he'll just be that and more annoying to kill. But Ao Kwong is back in S tier. Oh god, here we go again. So stupid. Afro B plus. Afro heals are really good. Afro just needs a team comp around her. By herself, she's kind of not great. She's a god that requires another person around her due to the link and also her passive. So that's why I put her as B plus. Just because she's a god that needs another person with her. Like, that's just how she is. So it's like this tier, she's like made for this tier. Apollo, my first diamond, my baby, my first god that like I just fell in love with, like Apollo, a. Oh, days of Golden Bow, where did you go when Apollo is literally like in this area? And then even during like the first day, like first few months of season 4, the beginning of season 4, he was like in this area, and then he's here because they nerfed his one minus 10 damage, and apparently 10 damage is all the 10 damage matters. Apparently 10 damage will dictate whether you're top pick or you're just meh. Right now Apollo's just kind of meh. His early game hurts. He does have really nice CC and escape potential, but his ult is really mana heavy in the early game, and he's only really utilized for split pushing. But he's a carry, so I mean he could still, like, you know, do his job. He still hurts, and he has an amazing passive. So he's just kind of like there right now. Where do I place Arachne? I'm gonna place her in B plus. I was thinking B, but I'm gonna place her in B plus because hasten katana is a thing now, so a lot of the assassins that are very AA based are utilized more. I still believe Arachne needs a team comp around her. I mean, she's a hyper carry. She can shred you, but you always have to pop her ult to escape. Other than that, I feel like to get her To get her through her early game and on to late game, like mid to late game, she does need a team. I feel as if she's incapable to do it by herself, safely. So if you can get a really good like mid laner and you can like outpush the enemy team, or even score up a kill, then that can lead to snowball, and that can lead to a enemy team being very unhappy with you. Especially now that Hasten Katana gives power with the Hasten Fatalis effect. Yeah. Ares, another B plus. Ares is really good at getting out people's beads. His chains are really lengthy cripples. He has really high damage, but no escape. I mean, he has really good crowd control. Being just with his ult. But I feel as if Ares, there's just more guardians that can actually, I guess you can say, traditionally support. So they do that better than Ares. Uh, Ares is just kind of used for his ult, but he can also be getting around beads. But Ares, this is how you make Ares work. You get Ares and you get like a lot of circles. That's how you make Ares work. I think Ares does kind of need a team, because if you have a lot of single target damages, like if you have a Ares and an Uller, right? The Uller ain't doing crap off of your ult. That's why I have like an Ares and a Cornunos. So like you hit him with the ult, you drag him in, Cornunos drops his ult, and etc. etc. So I feel like Ares is just kind of like you need a team comp to complement Ares' ult. So that's why he's in B plus. Artemis, B. I'm putting Artie in B. There's no Hasten Fatalis anymore, so Artie isn't going to run you down. I mean, she will still hit hard if, you know, you get hit by Tusky, but you can just beads it and try to run away, or, like, run away before Tusky gets to you. And still, even if she doesn't have her ult, then she's basically screwed because she has no escape. And she won't get, like, the movement speed or Hasten Fatalis procs. Sorry, I just stretched. She won't get Hasten Fatalis procs to make her faster, so she's kind of just not in a great spot right now. She's there for the late game, but you know who else is there for the late game? This guy, that guy, that guy. She's basically your standard run-of-the-mill hunter waiting for late game so you can crit people. Because that's what an Artie does. But that's also what any other hunter can do. Athena. God dang it. I'm putting Athena to A+ because she has a really great ult. It's a global. She can get transverse through the map. She can be played in the solo. She can be played in support. She can be played in the jungle, but I don't really see her jungle play that much anymore. She's good. There's really nothing. She can taunt a lot of people and set up for your team. She has really potent setup. In chase, like, she has lockdown, some setup, some damage here and there. So that's why I place her in A+. Awilix, A+. In this meta really lets Awilix shine because Fun fact, Bracer also retracts cooldown off of your abilities. I've seen Willixes you like cycle through their whole kit, get hit, Bracer, and then they have their whole kit back because Willix's abilities are on such low cooldowns. Uh, Utilizing it. Also, since you're going to be in the mid lane in the beginning of the game, or maybe even solo lane if you're that guy, you can. A Willix is a really good assassin to help push because no one's trying to get hit by that feather step in the beginning. And that's just a death sentence. And she has really good lane clear with her 3. Plus, she has 25% movement speed on Suku, making her one of the fastest assassins. Bacchus. I really don't know where to place Bacchus. Where do I place Bacchus at? I guess I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and place him into A+. I don't really see that many Bacchuses being played in support. Fuck my back. But he's no pushover. He has no pushover. Bacchus can do a lot of damage, clear out a wide area, and have some objective clear. Like really strong objective clear. His flop, he has really good CC because he has a knock up on his flop. He has his flop is his 3, right? Whatever. His burp stuns. His leap knocks up, and then he has a lot of damage. And even with Soul Reaver proc, you will just like blow up squishies like there's no tomorrow. I feel like he's really good, but I don't see him played often, so that's why I was wary. But for the benefit of the doubt, I'm gonna place him in A+. He's still tanky and can be played in solo. So have fun there. Bacchusura. I don't really want to make his voice right now. Did I place him? I meant to place him in B, not in C. Bacchusura. B. Because, again, Hasten Katana. Hasten Katana is real. It's damn real. That's lower and on his ult lower and make it to where he can get 2 minions if he eats a bigger minion. But I guess it puts him in a better spot. Bastet. DJ Pernicus. Shout out. Bastet is there kind of for split push. She has a really good early game, but she can fall off. I really don't know how her split pushing is right now, because she could be like falling down to B+ because the towers did get an increased in health and damage, I believe. But I am certain on health. So I don't know how great her like split pushing ability is anymore, but I'm gonna just put her as B+. She'll just need a team to help her with the late game while she can split push and backdoor and crap like that. So Okay, there we go. Sorry, mouse or was frozen. Bologna. Bologna got a nerf. She was like up here, but now she's here. She's pretty much didn't really go anywhere. She just got knocked out of Who Would You Ban? Bologna is a really strong. Like, they did nerf her early game by increasing her cooldowns on her bludgeon, but I mean, she still retains the cooldowns in the late game, so they kind of didn't really nerf her. All they did was just make her early game a bit slower, but she's still really strong. She has a lot of team fight presence. She has a lot of defense and can tower dive like no other due to her block stacks. She can heal and box really well with her 3. Powerful and strong. Oh god. The mouse is stuck again. Okay, there we go. Cabrakan. Used to be called Cabroken, but now he make a joke out of that. Kameh. They nerfed his damage. Like, he used to be a really strong jungler, maybe even like he was an S, maybe even S plus. He's just kind of A right now because he doesn't do that much damage anymore. From the beginning of the season. I mean, he can still be utilized in solo. He can still be utilized in support and even in jungle. It's just his damage is lower, so his clear is kind of crappier. Your ult, you can lock down people with your ult. So, I put Kabrak in A. Camazotz. Me personally, I'd put him in A. But I know a lot of people would have complaints and they'll just put him in A+, so I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt again. But I will say this, if I'm judging him off of jungling, he is A. If I'm judging him off of solo, he is A+. The reason being is because, think about it like this. You're coming out from the jungle as Camazotz. Other junglers has like a leap or some form of dash that they can literally come out of the jungle into the lane and try to get a person. Camazotz can't do that. What are you gonna do? Run up to them and press alt? Yeah, you can clean up some kills, but there goes your escape. There goes your tower dive potential. And then what? You're just gonna wait in lane just to get all of your mana and health back? I know it's faster now, but come on, you're a jungler. You're supposed to be always on the move. You can't just slow down like that just to heal up. If you wanted to do that, then just recall and get some items and then go back in. But as a solo laner, he has a lot of lifesteal, a lot of sustain, really high base damaging numbers. His 2 hits for 420 damage. No joke intended. No pun intended. So I feel as if he's a better solo laner because he fits the role of, or he fits the niche of sustain. He can frontline and then ult and dive the back line, or frontline and then ult to do some damage and get away. And you can always be staying in lane if you killed the enemy solo laner and just drink his essence and then stay in the lane and get more levels on him. That like Camazotz solo is like 1,000 times better than Camazotz jungle. Plus Camazotz solo has like 2 line abilities. So why would you try to gank a person with like 2 line abilities, especially on console, where shooting people is kind of harder. Shooting people is kind of harder. So why? And just why would you? But yeah, Cornunos S plus. We're just gonna move up here. Cornunos. I mean, some people claim he's SS, but he is getting hit with some nerfs here and there. In the next patch, when Artio gets released, and I know Artio isn't on here, so for Artio would be in the new, since she's the newest god. Cornunos is still broken. He has everything in his one. He has a root with AoE damage. He can outpressure the lane. He has a really good ult that can control but really well, steal objectives, and is just really strong. His dash can clear a wave. He's just so strong. And like late game, Cornunos just I think he has the highest base attack speed out of any hunter. So like once you're in late game, you can throw your glaives just at 1,000,000 miles per hour, and you can run him power and make his glaive like power with Kinzai's and make his glaives makes his summer stance glaives hit for even more bonus damage and just shred tanks. Or you can just like shred squishies and like go crit. Like, you can shred towers, you can shred squishies, you can even shred tanks with this man and objectives. So, that's why I'm putting Cornunos as S+, is because he literally does everything in better than what any other carry can do right now. Chuck B+. If you want to have a very, 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 very safe solo laner, then you pick Chalk. He's a good counter to Herc. Chalk is just really safe. You will probably rarely win lane with Chalk unless you're just that bad. Hopefully you're not. He has really good sustain. He has decent. His damage does drop off hard. Well, I want to say hard, but his damage does drop off during late game. But he does have really great area control due to his ult and silences. So that's why I put Chalk right here at B+. Chang'e A+. I remember when everyone was banning Chang'e and she was like S+ and S, and then no one really plays Chang'e, but Chang'e is still like really strong because she has such a safe. She has heals. She has purification, inbuilt purification. She has a really hard-hitting ult that stuns and doesn't really take that much to aim because it's almost like a lane. And she has really low cooldowns and a really strong heal. I mean, anti-heal is kind of the thing, and Bracer is kind of a thing, so it kind of counters Chang'e, but Chang'e is still really strong. Chiron. Chiron was B+, but then Chiron got a buff, and he's back to A. Welcome back, Chiron. He's very safe. He has some heals. He has really good clear. He has a good sniping ult and like auto aim too, if you can hit. But I do feel as if Chiron's build path is kind of geared towards more the penetration because he is an ability based hunter. He's kind of geared towards more penetration, and that's why you can see him in mid sometimes. So, yeah. Kronos. Where do I put you? You were like right here, and I'm going to just put you right here. I haven't really seen a lot of Kronos even after his buff. That gives him basically unstacked Book of Thoth. I haven't really seen a lot of crazy Chronos plays as of lately, but Chronos is really strong. I would say Chronos is in a better position than what he was pre midseason patch. And I feel as if, depending where we'll see him, he'll either be A or he'll either be A plus. Right now, I will put him in A because I haven't seen a lot of him. Kukulin. A plus because this man is very interesting. He doesn't have that much CC in his regular stance, but once he turns into the Hulk, or as we call, like Sky and I call the guy, he basically just yells and has a lot of CC. Like, he basically can have two ults. He can hit you with like two ults if you can time it right. He is a god that takes a lot of skill with, and he's really fun. He has anti-heal built into his kit. He has a really good leap and stuff, and a lot of great CC in his transformation. It's just the fact that he is a very hard he is very hard to grasp. So it takes some. So it will take a lot of skill. But yeah, that is Kukulin. Cupid. Cupid is A. Cupid is basically an ability-based hunter, but you can also use him for crit. He has pretty good healing. He's a utility hunter. He has escape. He's literally like, if you're new to the game, he's kind of similar to like Chiron, only that your build path can let you to go to crit and stuff like that. You have a large ult that can be used as objective clear and even like snake a kill and cripple them. So he has a huge team fight ult, he has self heal, but the thing is that he only has one damaging ability other than his ult, and that is his one, which kind of is on a timer. But he does bring more to the table than these two. So I'll place Cupid in A. Daji, A. Daji, I remember when she first came out, she's literally like here or here, and then she got buffed, and so I'm gonna place her here. I don't see a lot of Daji, and then the times that I do see Daji, she's not really like a very big factor. She is in a better spot than where she was at release. Her ult's still kind of hard to hit and kind of hard to see. And you can just break out of it by using beads. Other than that, I tend to even forget Daji's even in the game, to be honest. She's just such a forgettable god, even on release. Or not even on release, it's just she's such a forgettable god, period. So, yeah, I placed her at A. Erlang Shin, A+. He has a root. He basically has inbuilt Hasten Fatalis, or an inbuilt Fatalis effect. He has a knockup with a shield. She has a taunt that heals him. And he has auto attack buff. So if you're using, like, you know, the standard Death Toll, Deathwalker build, he can make use of that. Maybe not as great as Bellona or Osiris, but he's like the third best god to use it. Or third best solo laner to use that kind of build path. He does bring a lot to the team, but he's there to box you and be annoying, but he won't really blow you up. He won't really like dive you really hard like Bologna can, but he can frontline and then drag a lot of people into a team fight ult. Fafnir. Arguably one of the best supports in the game right now. Fafnir has been like S, A plus, S. Right now he's like the top, along with Ganesh. Those are like the top two. Then Ardio's gonna come in, and then I don't know the way Ardio's looking. She's like easily number one, but yeah, Fafnir. He is not to be messed with. He has immunity once he goes into his ult, so you can basically jump twice. You can jump, go in, uh, you know, put some buffs, heal yourself off your teammate, stun a couple people, slow them, disarm with the leap, and then you can ult. You can ult, poison or toxic people, whatever. Shred people's protections with your acid breath, stun. Basically rinse and repeat what you basically did uh, when you were like normal Fafnir, and then you just leap out or leap and secure a kill. He has a lot of damage. He has lots of crowd control and just area of effect, and he can buff his team, like his whole team in his ult. So there's a lot going for this man. Fenrir. I don't really see Fenrir that often anymore, because mainly people are looking for assassins that you want to outclear the other assassin in mid laner. Fenrir isn't really one of the best to do so, but Fenrir does have a lot of capabilities with his ult, and he does hit really hard with his 3 during early game, and you can go bulky with him or tanky with Fenrir. You can either go really tanky with Fenrir or really damaging and get some great results depending. But I will say this, tank Fenrir will be kind of slow to start off, because you have to utilize like more tank items, and then you probably won't get a kill, and you're only there just to clean up or just be an ult bot. While damaging Fenrir, you can basically single a target out and then 3 them to death. So it's whatever your preference is. Me, I like going damage. Freya. The removal of Hasten Fatalis, a staple item for Freya, and they replaced it with Hasten Ring. Freya has never been the same. Like, Freya doesn't have the chase potential anymore. She, like, her main form of clear is hitting her 2 and then trying to basic attack the wave to get it erased, but that will trigger the hasten ring effect. So it will uncontrollably trigger the hasten ring effect, thus wasting your 4 seconds, even though it will get buffed in the 4.14 patch, but still it will waste your buff, and then you won't have the hastened effect to chase your opponent. I mean, they should just change Hasten Ring to where it will proc on enemy gods. Then that'd just be balanced, but yeah, Soul is just kind of there. It's kind of the same way for Kronos. I mean, Kronos, he's played more with, I mean, if you're trying to play ADC Kronos, so Hastened Ring kind of doesn't, yeah. I mean, Hastened Ring with Kronos can be utilized. It's better than Freya because Kronos can literally just clear the wave with his abilities, while Freya has to always basic attack. So that's why Freya is in C and Kronos is in A. Because unlike Freya, Kronos has abilities that isn't stims. Even though Hasten Ring still sucks on him though, and kind of prevents him from achieving like maximum ADC-ness. Ah, crap. Ganesh, like I said, top 2 supports. Ganesh has a lot of objective control, a lot of jungle control. He's a really good he is a really good laner, like support. I've seen him in solo lane, but I feel like he's a better support because I mean you can keep on giving your allies the kills and let them get ahead of the game. So yeah, it's just his whole kit is just made for support, but he does so much damage with his 1 and his ult and his 3, and he just has so much control over a team fight with his 2. He's just so good. He's stupidly good. Gib is A plus because of his shield. His shield is so powerful. It keeps him. It's the only thing that keeps him out of the meta. He is the only thing that keeps him in the meta. Excuse me. He's really fast with his 1. He has really good disruption with his 2 that does really great damage. He still has great crowd control with his ult, but his bread and butter is his shield. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know the ability name of it, so I'm just gonna call it the Geb shield. So yes, the Geb shield is basically his bread and butter and has caused a lot of people to live in very, very dire situations where they should have died, and that creates frustration, especially for me when there's a Geb on the enemy team that just shielded a person for my ult and they survived. Oh my god. Guan Yu, B plus. Guan Yu, I don't see him anymore. What happened to Guan? And that's why I'm putting him in B plus. I just don't see him anymore. He's just not that wanted anymore. His heal isn't that great compared to other heals in the game, other healers. He's just kind of there. I mean, he does have he's not bad. You can still use him and he can still be utilized on the level of A. It's just other gods are just better than him and does more than him right now. I do feel like Guan is a safe laner, but his healing, his group healing isn't as strong as per se Chang'e. His self healing isn't as strong as per se Chalk. So if you really wanted, to self heal yourself in the lane, you just run Chalk if anything, and just be safe with it instead of having to get up right close to the wave and try to 3 it into it. Hades, A plus because he can get all of his health back still by pressing 2-3 in a team fight. Yes, they've nerfed him, so he went from like S plus to S to like A plus, but he's still like a really strong pub stompy god. Just really powerful still. And he has really good lane pressure. So Habua. Also, Hades has a really great team fight ult, but it does make him stationary, so he will, depending who you play, like a Scylla can counter Hades. Anyways, Habua. He doesn't really have an escape, but he has 4 ult. I did do the math right. 3 ults. Yes, because the carpet is totally damaging. He does have like 3 ults, but he's really slow and doesn't have an escape unless you consider his ult as an escape. But why do you always want to waste your ult as an escape? So I feel like in the same category as Aposh and Anubis doing loads of damage. I feel like Kabwa just needs a team comp around him. And he can do some serious damage to the enemy team as long as he has a really great team, giving him a lot of peel. Hell. What the hell? B. Hell can heal, but she doesn't have an escape, and she's pretty slow. I mean, she can do pretty good damage on her, like, dark side, but the thing is that she's not that great. She's squishy, she'll die. I mean, yeah, she has inbuilt purification, but the thing is that you actually have to aim it at a person. And, you know, if people are trying to dodge other people in a team fight, then what's the point? Like, what is the actual point in trying to give something like a heal? At least with Afro, you can basically link to a person and then ult and give them the purification. Well, and that doesn't really take aiming. Hell, you have to aim. And like I said, we're in console where aiming is kind of damn hard. Hercules, A+. He has a really great lane bully. He has really great heal. 365 dash that stuns within an 800 damaging ult. The strongest ult out of any physical. So I put Hercules right at A+ because even though he's not as picked up as he was in the earlier stages of this season, he is still a very strong pick, and you can do some serious damage. Hoi, one of the better carries. If you know they ban Kernunos, he's one of a go-to carry. I would say Hoi and Medusa in ROM. Those are your 3 go-tos. I would say they're basically individual. In a sense, Hoi basically just ults. Hoi basically just, you know, his ult really strong, can secure objectives, can even close off entire lanes, even in jungle, can close off jungle openings. And is just really good team fighting. He does a lot of damage. He can outbox and like outdamage a person, and he is immune. He can only be critted once every like 3 seconds. So it's kind of the other carry doesn't typically go crit against a Hoi, because you know you're not going to get as much crit as you want, like as much crit chances as you want out of the Hoi, while he's basically shredding you. Hoonbats. Hoonbats, pretty great early game and has a really great ult that leads up to a lot of team fights, and that's why I put Hoonbats at A+. He's very just basic. He does great damage. He has a great early game and an even better ult to complement it. So Isis, A. You can basically clear. She has probably the best early game wave clear out of a mid laner. So if you were really wanting to go for like a mid, like just early game mid takeover, you will just pick Isis. She has great stuns. Her ult heals and is a really good team fight. She can silence people. She's just really good. Well, I wouldn't say really good, but she's just kind of okay. She doesn't really have that great of it. She doesn't have an escape at all, really. I mean, unless you counter one wing flapping backwards, but yeah. Izanami A. Iza, like Apollo, was like top 2. S plus is her S, and then no one really uses her that much. She's okay. She has a lane clear, she has some slow, she has a silence on her alt, and like basics that can clear the wave, but she's not extremely like insane. She's just kind of like meh. She's like your basic run of the mill. She has a line ability. She has a buff. She has like an auto attack buff, and she has like a leap dash invis, something like that. She has like a dash invis that can go under like walls. But the invis doesn't really last that long though. Janus. I'll put Yanis to A plus. I don't see a lot of Yanis's being played, but Yanis is still strong. He can dumpster like no other. He can literally two-shot you, and I would say he's one of the better mages or better mid laners, if I do say so myself. But his ult, he has really good rotations, one of the best rotators. His ult does a lot of damage. He's really fun to play and can even get out of slippery stuff and help your team get out of slippery things. So that's why I put Yanis as A+. He's a great utility mage that can burst. Yay. Jingwei, I place her at A. She's better than she was, beforehand when she was like B plus. But she's just not really that crazy as she was back in season 3 when she was like S plus S. She's just kind of like there. You have like a knock up. Your dash is kind of. Your dash gives you buffs now. And you have like crit off of your 2. And then you have your ult. And yeah. She's just kind of okay. Kali, I'm gonna put her to S because, like I said, hasten katana is a thing, and it makes Kali carry even harder. Like, jeez. Kali is just insane with hasten katana. You just don't want to mess with her. She will knock it off of you, and then she's doing more damage. It's crazy. I am feeling like a Cap. Capri is an S because the reason why he's an S is because of his ult. He is the third, right now, the third best support. So he's like one of the top 3. But, I mean, just, for instance, he'll probably drop to 4 because Ardio. Kukla Khan. Kukla Khan is B plus. Because he doesn't really have an escape. I mean, he has a movement speed boost, but he's like one of the slowest, if not the slowest gods of the game. So that movement speed boost doesn't really do that much for him, and he can still get locked down. But he does have a really high damaging ult. He has really great lane clear. Like I said, he does fall under like these people where, since they don't have an escape. These mages, since they don't have escape, they do need a team around them, but they can do some serious damage once a team forms around them and does great. Kumbhakarna A. He has really great CC. He can take a person out the fight. I mean, I wouldn't recommend you getting a Kumba if your solo laner is going like Mystical Mail, but since Mystical Mail is being used kind of less, and I'll get to that in a second, he's kind of like, he's okay. Uh, he's not really crazy. I mean, his damage, he's not really crazy. I mean, he's more annoying than crazy, so that's why I'm playing him as a Kuzenbo. He did get a buff. He got like a really good buff, to be honest. But I still put him at B plus. I still put him at B plus. I mean, he did go from like what B to B plus. I mean, I can even probably put him to A because his buff was pretty good, to be honest. But Kuzimbo still suffers from the fact that if he ults, he can still push people away. I know they changed the knock back to more of a knock up, but it's still annoying because your Kuzimbo is moving way faster than you, and so he can push them away from you. He's mainly a meme god, to be honest, but his reflection's really funny. I've seen it, like I've seen an Ao Kuang uses his invisibility, and the Kuzimbo walks into his puddle and then pops his reflection, and then just kills the Ao Kuang when the one was up. So I feel like, yes, team around him, and he does really strong against like an auto attack team. So that's his niche. Pick him up if like they have a lot of auto attackers, so he can just reflect a lot of damage back. Loki. I'm gonna put him in his beat. Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna just put him as B. Loki can do split pushing and nuking squishies, and that's just about it. He's just very annoying. Like, he doesn't bring anything to a team fight, and if the team is coordinating, then they basically just kill Loki. He tries to ult on the squishy bracers. That's kind of why Loki's in B and not in B plus, because the squishy bracers, they get all their health back. Their team basically just stun or CC locks Loki, and then he's dead. That's how you deal with a Loki, folks. It's not that hard. Medusa, one of the top 3, I would say, on console. Because Medusa's ult, even if you do look at her like sideways like this, will still freeze you, and it's really stupid. Also, she has really great lane pressure. Sorry, checking my phone. She has really great lane pressure and can outpressure most other carries. And she can I've even seen her played in the jungle, because she can come out from the side, stun, and then like shred you with the one buff. Come out from the side, stun you to kind of shred you from the one. I mean, yeah, Hasten Fatalis is removed, and she gets, a hit from her side-to-side movement, but, I mean, you can still run Toxic Blade, and it can make up for it. Mercury. A. The reason why I say Mercury is an A, and, I mean, he does basically the same things as Kali, but here's the thing. Kali just hits a button and stuns, while Mercury has to go through an animation of running at them, so wasting your dash, circling, and then throwing them. I mean, yeah, they basically do the same thing with Hasten Katana, but Kali can either go and crit and pin, but Mercury kind of needs to go in a crit. And that's like a staple for Mercury. Crit is a staple, so you're not going to see a Mercury like turn on in the game until like very later in the game. But if he gets like fed in the early, then he's just going to snowball and like carry the game by himself. Neith. Neith is an A. She's just very safe, kind of like all the other carries right here. She has a heal, she has a great backflip, she has like an unmissable ult, and there's really nothing much to Neith. She is literally the SMITE starter kit. Nemesis, I'm gonna put her as A plus. They did make her more of bursty, like a burst assassin, instead of like protection shred and tank buster. So she does a bit more burst, but all in all, you'll still play her the same, and she's really powerful. And if out of control, she will like completely wreck your crap. Najah is an A. Najah can be really annoying to deal with, especially a fed one, because his ult does a lot of damage due to crit. The only problem is he doesn't really have a true escape, but he does have movement speed that gives him more health. And he can gain immunity frames with sashing. So if you can play Najah right, he is okay. People who can't really play him right can just feed their brains out. Nike, I don't really see that much Nike plays, but she's really safe. She's just a really safe solo laner that can clear the wave and can tower dive you with, you know, her ult, and has some moderate CC in her kit, but she does have HP, some HP 5 with her 2 that also buffs her other attacks. So she can sustain in lane. So she's really great for that. So I feel like she's okay. Nothing too special. Nox, I feel like she's okay. Silence, so she has a lot of CC and like her ult hits really hard. She has a great dash, and you can use some cheese tactics with Athena and have like a 2-man rotate. Like that. So she's okay. Nuwa is okay. She can now command her clay soldiers. She has more control over her clay soldiers right now. She still doesn't have an escape, but she does have an invis and then like a glow ult that gives you vision on people. So with that one no escape flaw, she has like other things that make her great. Odin, you're really only playing him for the cage. He's really safe, but very mana hungry. He's okay. You're just really only playing him for the cage, but he just gets countered by Phantom. So Osiris, he is not an A. He's not an A. Don't worry. Osiris is an S+. He's like the best solo laner right now because he just outboxes and just bullies you. All of his stuff is on a very low cooldown, so he just does his thing and just completely outbullies you. He just outboxes you and just death's toll on him is just insane. But yeah, Osiris is crazy. Remember when he was like one of the forgotten gods and he was always like A or B+, but now he's like the best solo laner? Cause yeah, I see him get banned. I see him get one of the 4 target bans. So I'm still trying to figure out. I'm trying to think the other target bans right quick. Dang. Yeah. He still gets target banned a lot. There is no doubt about it. He does get target banned a lot. So. Yeah, but you will bully the crap out of lane with him. He's just really strong. So Poseidon. Okay, I'm gonna put Poseidon in A. I was gonna put him in A plus because of his ult, and he has really good CC and really good burst. But the thing is, since Bracer is like so heavily used, people just Bracer and just revert your damage. Um, Even if you have Divine Ruin on. I still feel like he's really potent. He's really fast. Probably he is the third fastest character in Smite. So I don't know. I feel like right now with the whole bracer meta, it kind of reverts. It kind of reverts him from A plus to A because you're really only playing Poseidon for hitting your ult. Raw A plus. He has really good lane clear. He has heals. He's really fast and really powerful ult. Raijin. Let's take a minute to remember Raijin when he was released and he could one-shot people and he was in an S plus. And he was really dumb. Maybe he was in SS because he was really dumb. He could one-shot any squishy because Soul Reaver procced twice. You put the 2, you Thunder Crash on him. Bam, they're dead. But they nerfed him. They nerfed his damage. And he went all the way to B. And then they try to rework him and quote-unquote buff him. But he's in D. Because he's just terrible. The Raiju, instead of debuffing, does like a tick. He can't really kill anyone with his Thunder Crash. And it puts him out of position, and they changed his. They literally nerfed his damage on his ult. If he's trying to like CC them. So it's like Raijin is in the position where he's basically the new nerfed rat. If anyone remembered that, if anyone has remembered that, the nerfed Ratatosker after like, you know, Rat was completely broken and then they nerfed him into the ground and he just could not get a kill. This is basically Raijin. That's Raijin. He's terrible. You'll just lose. Rom is the third best. I was thinking of putting him into A plus, but nah. Even if you can't hit your ult, he does still shred with his auto attacks. So he's just really good. He's like the third best out of these guys. So Ratatosker, frankly, he's pretty balanced. You don't really see him that much. It's okay. Raven. I always see Raven like banned in S plus, but I don't know. I've been seeing more Ravens like get through as of recently. It's kind of really hard to put in words right now because as of right now, I know we're on consoles, so I'm trying to think what's the best course of action that I can do right now. I'm trying to think right now because I'm either gonna put him in the S plus because he does get banned a lot. All right, nah, just I'm putting him in the S plus. He's still a really powerful jungler, especially when since Susan got nerfed. He always gets banned. Scylla A plus because she has really free damage in late game. She can nuke a whole entire team, and even like objective secure, and she has really good escape. So, yeah. Cirquette, all the way up. She is not A plus. I know probably on the last one I put her as A plus, but she is S. She can counter, since she already has anti-heal in her kit, she can counter this whole bracer meta, and she is pretty much like the best jungler right now. Maybe the second best because Robin. But Cirquette has 2 dashes, both longer than freaking Susan, and that comes out on an instant, and she can go invis. She has a taunt, and she can do crazy damage and crit on her one. So the only problem is you don't really see that many Cirquette players on Xbox, so that's why I keep her from. That's why I place her in S instead of S plus. I don't see a lot of them, but like a really good Cirquette is just an amazing, and Cirquette's just amazing. So yeah. Scotty A, because you don't really see Scotty that much anymore. I mean, I still do see her from time to time. She's a great pocket pick. She can out pressure and split push. She just doesn't have. She has a lot of control with her 3, but she doesn't have an escape, a true escape. But her 3 does give her movement speed, and she has a really nice ult. But they did nerf her ult, so if you like shoot the dog, if you shoot Calder 5 times like normal, he will just run away. Sobek, he was already A plus, but then they buffed his protections, so he's just better now. Sol, Hasten Ring is just terrible on her, so. Sun Wukong, he is not an A plus. He is not an S, but he is an S plus as the second best solo. And I don't even know. Randomly, people started picking up Sun Wukong, and they started just using him. I've always used Sun Wukong, and I'm very mad at you people because now I cannot play Sun Wukong anymore since he's always banned. Whoever, I hate you. Whoever started just making it to where Sun Wukong is just played like super often now. No, I mean, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like happy because my boy is back up here, but it's just that he hasn't gotten a really impacting buff. Like, yeah, he has more scaling on his 1. That's his recent buff, other than like his new passive from earlier, and that is discount offer. Let me erase that. I am so sorry. But I don't know. See, truthfully and honestly, I feel like Sun Wukong is an A plus character. That's just me. Because, like, since I play a lot of Sun Wukong, I know how to deal with Sun Wukong. Like, you can pretty much juke out. You can pretty much juke out his 3, and then there goes his main form of damage. Other gods like Hercules can out-sustain him in lane and crap like that. But yes, vice versa. I have wrecked Herculeses and stuff. The reason why he's S+, I believe, is because he can full clear at level 6, and he has really great ganking potential and can help in team fight. He has really great team fight potential with his like ulting and slow. So I don't know. I feel like this is just a phase, and he's gonna drop out the meta. But right now, I have to put him in S+ because I always see him banned. These are like your 4 bans that will always get banned. So, my baby Susan, you got nerfed. You're not an A+. I mean, you're still strong. I still see people choose pick and ban you, but you're not like S+ level anymore. Crap. Mouse is okay, there it goes. You basically have a very pointless passive because if you get your passive stacks all the way up, it basically reverts you to like your pre-nerf self if you hit it with the one, and it's just it just pisses me off. If people were complaining about your movement speed, then just nerf the movement speed instead of having it 1% movement speed every ability on cooldown. Just make it 0.5. That's all you had to do. So he goes from 4% to 2.5. Not make him have not nerf his only main form of damage, and then make him have a very, very worthless passive that only gives him the bonus damage if he only has 5 stacks. So if you can't even get up your 5 stacks because your ult's on cooldown, then yeah, and then they just go away after 5 seconds because you can't find anyone. So it's like pointless. His ult is like his passive is fucking pointless. And plus, he's the slowest assassin with 365 base speed. Like, this man is super slow, especially with like 2 escapes that are on some delays. Before you can dash with him, you have to get through like 2 swings of his one. His 3 is he can't instantly teleport. He has to wait till the cloud travels, then he can teleport. And in between that, he can get CC'd and blown up, and that's how you deal with him. You just have a really high CC comp and cripples so he doesn't teleport or he doesn't dash. Literally, that was just his only counter, and then he just gets wrecked. Oh man, it's not that hard. You have fucking Poseidon, you have Ares. You have Rom, but Rom's kind of situational, and then they remove the cripple off of Erlang. And then you also have Scylla with the cripple. Please. It wasn't really that hard to counter him. Sylvanas. I'm gonna place him as A. I don't really see that many Sylvanas players anymore. I remember when he was like S in the early, but now he's just kind of A. He does have really good lane pressure and really good healing, but since a lot of people are using anti-healing, he's kind of screwed. He's just kind of not in a great position as he was, and he also doesn't have an escape. Terra, crap. Terra's S. She can do quite a bit of damage with her abilities. She has a lot of CC. She has 2 dashes, so she can get out of things, and she has a really great global teamfight ult. She is one of those gods that, like, you can play her in solo, and you can play her in support, and she has really great sustain. The only problem is, like, if you're in an uncoordinated team, Terra is probably like A+, but if you're in a coordinated team, she's S. But so, yeah, Terra's really great. Probably on this list it says she is like the 4th best, support, but she's gonna be 5th when RDO comes out. RDO is just too damn strong. Thanatos. I don't know. I can put Thanatos in A or A+. But Thanatos does do a lot of damage, and he can outpressure. Oh crap. Sorry, I'm using my laptop, so if that like flicked up, I'm sorry. It's on my knees because my back is, and I'm trying to stretch a lot because my back is really hurting. I'm sorry. Thanatos does a lot of damage. You can outpressure. Like I said, you're just trying to outpressure. He has really great ganking potential, and he has an execute. He's pretty greatly strong, and I remember when he was like one of the tops, but now he's just kind of modestly an A+. We are the Morgan. She is not an A plus, but she is an S because she can turn into anyone in the game, and she's just really powerful. She's just really powerful right now. Thor, never ever a bad pick. Great CC, global alt, high damage. He's just not that. Dude, that fucking. I cannot pick him up. Thoth. He is an S because Thoth can safely clear wave. He does a lot of damage. He has a damn stun. He wasn't supposed to have a stun. So why the fuck did you change his slow to a stun? That's stupid. Because you just stun him and then you just deal all the damage, and Thoth is just really annoying. Screw him. All of his stuff is on low cooldown except for his like dash. Tier. Tier is A. It's not as great as he used to be. Pretty mana hungry since he is a stance switcher. He's just okay. He's a really safe pick. Ooh. Again, pretty safe. Doesn't really bring much to a team fight since he's mainly single target based, but he does hit really hard as crap as long as you are skilled with him. He's a great counter to Cornunos, but that's just kind of about it. Anything else he does, like any normal hunter will do, and he can also be played in jungle, which is really fun, but Uller is Uller. Vamana. This person is pretty safe. Has really safe lane clear. He has a really nice dash. He has a really lengthy and fast dash that gives him like really just he can clear so much ground with him, and he can be a very very annoying frontliner and can just dive the backline with his dash and then just slow them and be all put in their face. So I feel like he's just kind of meh. You don't really see him that much, but he's okay. Vulcan, again, okay. He's annoying with the turrets. But if you miss your ult, then you lose a lot of your objective control. He does have really nice objective control with his ult, and that's kind of why you play this man. Just the ult. Shib. I'm gonna put him in B plus since you can play Ganesh. This man, like any other carry, he can do his job. He just will get out. Okay, so Shib, he has inbuilt purification on his dash and crap, but he will get out cleared. He doesn't have the best clear in the game, so yes, you do need a team comp around him. He has a global ult, so it's not that great, but it's something. If it affects all 5 enemies, then I mean it is something. Pair him up with the Ganesh because the Ganesh can utilize his attack. The Ganesh pairs really well with Shibboleth, is like super great because Ganesh can clear the wave when Shibboleth really can't, and Shibboleth can get X-Ball can get the benefits from the cleared wave, and also there's a lot of CC for X-Ball to go up on from the silence and knock up, and plus if Ganesh gets a kill, then that kill will be bestowed upon you, which ups your passive. So that's why I moved X-Ball from B to B plus, is because he has a better time now that Ganesh can be used, and Ganesh is really high up, so you can use him situational. Jing Tian, pretty damaging. We are on console, so you can hit your ult more. He's like an Ares kind of with the whole hey I'm gonna get your beads with my ult or like knock up and stun if like he had a dash. So that's Jing Tian. He can be played in solo. He has a great HP 5. His passive does give him HP 5, I believe. So I feel like Jing Tian's okay, not too amazing. Same thing with Ymir, not too amazing. He isn't too amazing, no escape, but he has a lot of control, a lot of lengthy stuns, and a lot of damage. Can be played in jungle, solo, and support. Zeus, he's okay. He's really safe. Doesn't have an escape, but he makes it up. He doesn't have an escape, but he does make it up for out pressuring in the early game and also having a very wide ult radius. Like, just a very large ult radius that can deal lots of damage and can actually be used to peel yourself and get out of tricky situations. But yes, if you're out of position, you will just die. But I do feel like Zeus does more than Gubis, Aposh, and Tibois because basically you can just Aegis all of this damage, and Aposh's ult isn't really that great. You can Aegis Gubis, and then Gubis is just kind of a stationary target for other people. Tibois, you can just Aegis his ult. But Zeus, you can Aegis the first part of the ult, and then you just wait, and then you 3. Zhang Kui, he doesn't have an escape, but he's really bulky, and he can slow you and does a lot of burst damage with his buff, so I put him at A. And Artio isn't on here, so she would be a new, like I said, but if she was released right now, she's looking like S+, S tier. But anyways, that is the mid-season 4.13 tier list for console. Hope you guys enjoyed. Give me a sub, follow me on Twitter, follow Team Carnage, which is, the org I'm with right now that I just kind of chill with. Follow them on Twitter and on YouTube. I'll try to get all the links and stuff this time in the description, and hopefully you can join me for the next tier list or the next video I randomly do if I'm not busy. Sorry it took so long. Anyways, I'ma be out.